Good evening. Good evening, Facebook, YouTube. Hi and welcome. My name's Ruth. I'm from Top Schools, as it says. This is the only time that I'm doing a live Q&A in July. I usually do these weekly. Been doing them weekly for the last year and a bit, I think. Decided to take a break in July. I know lots of people are away as well. So it's hard to tell how many people are watching because we go on a number of different platforms at the same time. But let me know, where are you watching from? And thanks for tuning in. So I'll take your questions. If you have questions, please type them in the comments wherever you are, and hopefully I'll see them. Just before I get to questions then, yeah, I mean, I just got back from a break, managed to have a little bit of a holiday anyway. And so I'm back in Hong Kong now. For those of you that have been wondering why that I've been speaking in evenings, that's why, because I've not been in Hong Kong, but I'm back now. So welcome. We finished the term. We have finished the academic year. We have the IB results, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. But let's congratulate us. Congratulations to us, the parents, and to our children for whatever stage that they're at. If they and you have completed a whole year of school, well done. It somehow feels like a little bit of a milestone every year. For myself, I've put one child entirely through school. So my daughter finished year 13. So that does feel like a bit of a monumentous milestone. But whether your child is finishing pre-nursery or K1 or primary years or middle years, congrats. And hopefully we're moving forward positively for a new year for 24-25. Now for admissions, we're already thinking about 25-26. So all of the families that we're working with in our successful school admissions program have been planning already for quite a few months, and we are ready to put those applications in for the 25-26 school year. So for all of you, if you are parents of children who are born as young as 2023, maybe up to the end of August 2023, it's not too early to be thinking about schools. I know it might sound a bit crazy, but your child who's born in the first up to August 31st, 2023 will be eligible for pre-nursery in 2025. So yeah, that's a sobering thought. And then we do a lot of applications for K1 entry, K2 entry, and then it becomes fewer for year 1 through to year 12. Year 12 would be the last entry that we support. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I wanted to just briefly, I don't want to dwell on this, but the IB diploma results were out earlier this week or at the end of last week. These are always out much earlier than the A-level results. Majority of schools in Hong Kong do IB diploma. So the majority of students who finish school this year will already have had their results and will already know which universities, most likely they will already know which universities they'll be attending in September. So congrats to all of those students who have finished school, particularly the IB. We've published a thread in the group. I'm also putting together a live document, which I'll send out. If you're interested, let me know. Publishing the IB results in Hong Kong has been a teeny tiny little bit controversial. We always used to do it. I know that there are a couple of other platforms or media outlets that do it. And then a few years ago, a couple of schools, at least 2 to 3 schools, actually asked me not to. And we had some interesting discussions at that time about why they would prefer that their results weren't published. It came down to the fact that, you know, of course we do not define a child by their scores. That's definitely one thing, and they didn't want to be caught up in that trap, I suppose. You know, so many parents are without other means to be able to evaluate a school other than to look at the results. It's definitely one aspect. It's one source of information that will factor into your decision as to whether to choose a school or not. But it's certainly not the whole story. And I go to great lengths to suggest that in certain schools, it's not even half of the story. As to what the results are at the end of the day. So we are publishing them this year because a couple of the schools that had asked me not to several years ago are now doing so again. So we thought, well, why not? So if you're interested in tracking the IB diploma scores, they're all very, very good. They range from an average score of about 34 points to 38 point something. Now, the maximum points for IB diploma is 45. Many of the schools have been celebrating their top scorers. Again, that was a bit controversial. We had discussions a few years back, why celebrate the top scorers? Why not celebrate all of your IB diploma students? And perhaps looking at their growth, where they started and how far they've come. So there's a lot of it's not one dimensional. I mean, to look at the results of a school, it's not as easy as that. I wish it was. If it was as easy as that, to say, okay, this school has achieved this average score, therefore we're going to go for that school. But it's not as simple as that. Obviously, not all schools do IB. So how do we then compare a school that's doing A levels or Canadian curriculum, Ontario, Alberta, or something else? How do we compare those schools to IB schools? We have to do something else because there's no direct comparison. We also need to look at how are the students selected for the IB diploma program? How are they supported? There's lots of nuance to it. So I implore you that when you are looking at a school and you're looking at the IB results, look beyond the IB results. Please. And especially if you're looking at the IB results when you have a very, very young child, it might be a little bit irrelevant. It might not be the most relevant source of information. So that's it. That's the IB results. The A-level results are out on 15th of August. They're quite a little bit later. But in Hong Kong, we have very, very few schools doing A-levels. So most people sit up and take notice when the IB results come through. So do you have any questions for me? If you are, just one thing to say, if you're messaging me during the week or if you're WhatsApping me, I just can't do it all. I would really rather that you just come on here. And if you can't attend live, then just put your question in the post before we go live or even after, and then I will get to your questions. So do you have any questions? So there's a bit of background noise. I'm going to try to close that door. Any questions? This is the only time that I'll be doing this in July. Hopefully, maybe mid-August, I'll go back to weekly. Well, let me know. Should I go to weekly? Do you like this format? Would you prefer something else? I'm very open. The Facebook group is growing and growing and growing. So I know that there's an appetite for information on Hong Kong schools. Just let me know in what format you prefer. So I can see a few more people joining. Welcome. It's never too late to ask me a question. I just did a little bit of an overview on the IB results. You can watch the recording. Any questions? Because I'm not seeing any. If no other questions, more people joining. Welcome. If you're joining late, ask me a question because I might run out of things to say. You never know, and pigs might fly. So what else is going on? We are all getting ready for September, really. Schools are pretty quiet. No visits. Most of the schools are not answering the phone. So it's all a bit quiet. So we're in preparation mode, research and preparation. If you are thinking about getting together an application for 25, 26, don't think about it for too much longer. The time is now. So if no questions, I'll leave it there. So I think I will probably schedule another Facebook Live. This is also live on YouTube. I think it's also live on LinkedIn as well for about mid-August. So Thank you for watching. Go and I'll put the link for the IB post that I was talking about. I'll put the link below this post as well. So have a wonderful rest of the evening, and I will see you in August. Bye for now.